The crisp autumn air held a promise, a whisper of new beginnings, a feeling I'd cherished for years. Every morning as I sipped my coffee and scrolled through wedding ideas, a warmth spread through me, a tangible sense of anticipation. Liam and I were finally getting married. After 5 beautiful years together, after navigating the complexities of young adulthood and building a life side by side, our dream wedding was within reach. We weren't extravagant people, but we wanted a day that reflected our journey, a celebration of our love, surrounded by the people who mattered most. And for that, we had a sacred fund, our wedding savings. That fund wasn't just money. It was years of sacrifice, of small choices, of delayed gratification. It was the extra shifts I picked up, the nights Liam spent freelancing after his full-time job, the countless times we chose a quiet night in over an expensive dinner out. Every dollar represented a shared dream, a brick laid in the foundation of our future. We had a meticulous spreadsheet, a testament to our dedication, tracking every deposit, every planned expense. It was our joint masterpiece, a symbol of our commitment to each other and to the life we were building. My relationship with my family, particularly my father, Richard, and my younger sister, Bethany, had always been complicated. Bethany, 3 years my junior, had a knack for finding herself in one crisis after another. From bad relationships to unstable jobs, her life seemed a perpetual cycle of needing a bailout. And more often than not, my father was her willing rescuer. He had a soft spot for her, a blind spot, I often thought, that overshadowed everything else. He saw her as fragile, perpetually needing protection, while I, the older, more independent daughter, was simply expected to manage on my own. It wasn't fair, but it was a dynamic I'd learned to live with, a quiet resentment simmering beneath the surface. I remember the day the first tremor hit. It was a Tuesday, an ordinary evening. My phone buzzed with a call from my father. His voice was strained, laced with a familiar anxiety. "Eleanor," he began, "Bethany, she's in trouble again. Her car broke down and she lost her job. She needs a place to stay, and she needs some money to get back on her feet." My stomach clenched. This wasn't new. I offered advice, suggested resources, but I knew what he was really getting at. He wanted me to help, financially. I gently reminded him that Liam and I were saving for our wedding, that every penny was accounted for. He sighed, a heavy, disappointed sound, and let it drop, but the seed of unease was planted. Weeks turned into a month. Bethany was staying at my father's house, and the calls became more frequent, more urgent. My father sounded increasingly stressed. I offered to help Bethany craft a resume, to look for job openings, but she always had an excuse. "It's too hard right now, Eleanor. I'm just not in the right headspace." It was infuriating, but I tried to maintain my composure. After all, she was my sister, and he was my father. Then came the phone call that shattered everything. It was a Friday evening. Liam and I were curled on the couch watching a movie, a rare moment of quiet relaxation. My phone rang. It was my father. His voice was oddly flat, devoid of his usual bluster or anxiety. "Eleanor," he said, and my heart instantly knew something was terribly wrong. I did something. Bethany, she needed a substantial amount of money for a deposit on a new apartment and to pay off some medical bills she'd accumulated. She was really struggling. I waited, my breath caught in my throat, a cold dread seeping into my bones. "And," I prompted, my voice barely a whisper, I took the money from your wedding fund," he admitted, the words tumbling out in a rush, as if saying them quickly would lessen their impact. "I know it's a lot, but she really needed it. I'll pay it back, Eleanor, I promise, every last cent." The world tilted. The vibrant colors of our living room faded into a dull gray. My ears buzzed, a high-pitched whine that drowned out the television, drowned out Liam's concerned questions. "What did you say, Dad?" I asked, my voice sounding alien, detached. "How much?" He hesitated. "Almost all of it, honey. Just over $25,000. $25,000. Years of effort, of dreams, of carefully constructed plans. Gone, just like that. for Bethany. My vision blurred. I could feel Liam's hand on my arm, his grip tightening, but I couldn't feel anything beyond the gaping wound in my chest. You stole my wedding money? I articulated slowly, the words heavy and deliberate. You took my future, Dad, and you gave it to her. My father launched into a torrent of excuses. It's not stealing, Eleanor. It's family. She's your sister. She was desperate. I'll pay it back. I just needed to help her. She's so vulnerable. The word vulnerable hit me like a physical blow. Vulnerable? What about me? What about Liam? What about the vulnerability of having our dreams ripped away? I couldn't speak anymore. I simply hung up, the phone feeling impossibly heavy in my hand. I stared at the blank screen, then at Liam, my eyes welling up with tears that finally spilled over, hot and stinging. Liam, bless his soul, didn't say a word. He simply pulled me into his arms, holding me tight as I sobbed, the kind of deep, gut-wrenching sobs that leave you breathless and empty. He let me cry until my eyes were swollen and my throat raw. Only then, when I was quiet and numb, did he gently ask, "What happened, sweetheart?" I recounted the conversation, the words tasting like ash in my mouth. Liam listened, his face a mask of controlled fury. His jaw was clenched, his eyes dark, but his touch remained soft, comforting. When I finished, he didn't immediately react with anger or blame. Instead, he simply held me tighter and said, "This isn't your fault, Eleanor, not one bit. Your father made a choice, and it was a terrible one." The next few days were a blur of grief and rage. I called Bethany. Her reaction was a chilling blend of feigned remorse and underlying entitlement. "Oh, Eleanor, I'm so sorry, I really am," she began, but her voice lacked conviction. "Dad said he'll pay you back. I mean, it's family money, right? He'll make it right. I really needed it, though. You don't know how hard things have been." "Family money?" I snapped, my voice trembling with indignation. "That was our money, Bethany. Leo and I saved that. Dad didn't just give you family money. He took our wedding fund. He stole our future." "Don't be so dramatic, Eleanor," she scoffed, her tone shifting from apologetic to defensive. "You'll get it back. It's not like you're homeless. You always land on your feet. Some of us aren't so lucky." The call ended with a click, leaving me reeling. Her lack of empathy, her casual dismissal of my pain, was a fresh wound. Liam was my rock. He didn't try to minimize my feelings or tell me to